Alright, happy Watercolor Wednesday, artists! Today I am going to review a book that I picked up at the library. I love finding new treasures at the library all about watercolor, and this one is indeed a treasure. So this book is called Watercolor Painting, and the author is Tom Hoffmann. A quick little summary for you. Basically, it seeks to help you achieve balance between restraint and risk-taking, or thoughtfulness and spontaneity, which is kind of the goal of every watercolor artist, right? So this book really dives into how to achieve that. And there's 8 chapters focused on effectively translating your subject into watercolor, identifying the layers which you will paint, understanding value, understanding wetness, which is really the foundation of being able to work successfully with watercolor, the fundamentals of great color and composition. In the final chapter, chapter 8, which I found particularly useful, it talks all about becoming your own teacher, which I really enjoyed. It helps you identify how to help yourself improve your watercolor practice over time, which is a great skill to have. That's kind of what you're going to need as you continue to paint and get better and better, is that ability to identify what made your successful paintings successful and what made your not so successful paintings not so successful. And I really, really like that. So actually this kind of goes into my favorite tidbit of the whole book, is where he goes over the 6 qualities of a great teacher. Patient, kind, honest, encouraging, demanding, and lighthearted. And I really, really enjoyed that. So what he'll do is he'll use a lot of examples of other masters' artwork, such as this one, Teuger Schulberg. I probably said that wrong. So here is the original one that he painted, and it's just so moody, which I love. I love moody paintings that really put you in the picture, and this painting does just that. So what he does is he identifies why this painting is so moody and is so successful, and he'll even show you by having a digitally altered image of the same painting. And basically what he did with this one is he inverted the colors. So now the cool colors are warm and the warm colors are cool, and you can see that it's just dead. It's not engaging and it's not exciting, and this one is just wonderful. So he is able to identify exactly what makes a painting great, and I just love that. This book is just so wonderful for that. All the info is kind of distilled down into the following principle. If you understand the fundamentals of both how the watercolor medium itself works and how to create a great painting by employing value, color, and composition, you will be able to achieve the balance that not only produces great art, but produces great art that cannot be mimicked by other mediums. So essentially he teaches you how to master watercolor, and in a way that, you couldn't, oil painters and acrylic painters couldn't ever really get. And that's the beauty of watercolor itself. Another final little tidbit here too is he has a lot of examples of a watercolor artist I had actually only briefly heard of in the past, Alvaro Castanet, and I really fell in love with his work, so much so that I went on his website and bought his needlepoint brush, which I'm really excited to get, and I'm probably going to buy his book. He is very talented, as you can see from this painting, which I can't stop looking at. So I just wanted to show you that. Also, I really wanted to show you this because I could not believe that that was not a photograph. This is actually a watercolor painting, and I'm just blown away by it. So this book is just so wonderful to study Tom Hoffmann's way of distilling other artists' artwork as well as his own, and telling you how and why it works so great, and giving you the tools you need to employ the same techniques in your own work. I also wanted to show you this little piece of beauty here by Kate Barber. Obviously it's a pet portrait, but it's very loose and very raw, and I really enjoyed it. So as a pet portrait painter myself, this was really fun, and it makes me want to experiment with kind of a different way of painting portraits because I tend to paint very realistically, and I think most beginners do paint very technically accurate. They're focused on that, and so I've been trying and trying as I've been painting to loosen up and employ the beauty of watercolor to let things just flow and happen. Here's a painting by Mary White, and I have her book, so I will be reviewing that one as well in a different episode. And that's it. So I would recommend this book for watercolor artists who love watercolor, but need help kind of distilling it down a little bit. So it's probably better for painters who have been painting for a while, who understand the basics of how watercolor works, because this book really, it doesn't cover those. It doesn't cover wet and wet washes and lifting out color and scrubbing. It doesn't really cover those technical aspects of working with the medium itself. It covers everything else as what I already kind of talked about. So enjoy this book. I'd highly recommend it. I'm still going through it myself. I just wanted to give you the highlights. And look for it at your local library. That's where I found mine. I was very lucky. And happy painting. I will see you next week.